Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you don't already know me, my name is Joy, and I own a small business on Etsy where I create all kinds of crafts like stickers, crochet, plushies, and jewelry. In today's video, we will be going over a step-by-step method on how to create your very own art style and finding your favorite methods on creating art. So, let's jump right into it. Forming a signature art style can seem like a very daunting task at first. If you're anything like I was when I first started out, you're probably very anxious about making sure that first art piece is as perfect as it can be. And yes, it's great for us to strive for this perfection, but it's also important to realize that we cannot let our anxiety get in the way of our creative enjoyment. So, how exactly do we do this? In this video, I hope to give you several tips and tricks on how to ease your anxiety and several methods on how to help you work through your art journey more productively. So let's take a look at how we do that. First, we will take a look at finding what type of art suits you best, or if you prefer to work with several different mediums. Then we will talk about how to tackle that initial anxiety of where do I begin so that you can focus on enjoying the art you do rather than worrying about it. After that, we will dive into a step-by-step process of different methods to use when refining your style. I will show you my progress over my journey, and by the end of this video, you should have a solid foundation and understanding to start on. So without further ado, let's get started with our first step, overcoming artist's anxiety. The first point that I want to cover with you is something that many artists struggle with. I myself was a huge victim of this too when I first started out, and this topic is anxiety. When we imagine a new art project in our head, we can often get so wrapped up in the excitement of what we think our art will look like in the end product. And then when we start working on the project, we can see that the project we have and the image in our head can be very different, and this can be discouraging and frustrating. Oftentimes, we can even find ourselves wanting to quit. We've all been there, so what can we do about this? Well, different methods work for different people. Some who might have a little bit more experience, the best thing to do for them might be to just jump in and go for it. Others, who are just starting out, might need to do a little bit more research. It is important to do a little bit of both of these, in my opinion. Research your favorite creators to see how their style makes them unique, but don't get so wrapped up in your research that you run out of time to create for yourself. And now on to step 2. Choosing your medium. Sculpting clay, resin, woodworking, crochet, painting, drawing, markers, drawing inks, and digital art. It can all be very overwhelming. So how do you pick? How do you know which is the best medium for you? Well, to be honest, there's no right or wrong answer to this question, but try picking something that you think you would enjoy the most, and with some practice, be the best at. Try using products that you may already have on hand, even if they're not the best quality. This can help you ease the cost of experimenting with something new. Don't forget, taking one thing at a time is key. Don't overwhelm yourself with trying to learn too many things all at once. Success comes in steps. If your goal is to learn digital art, start out by downloading a few free apps to give it a go. And if you don't like the medium you picked, that's fine. Experiment in different mediums until you find one you like, then focus on that one specifically until you are comfortable with it. Once you are, you can always add more. And now, on to step 3, researching your chosen medium. There is bound to be something or someone that has inspired you to try your hand at art, whether that's a family member with the same passions, or a super cool logo that you saw driving home from work on a billboard. Whatever it may be, we all have something that inspires us. When forming our own style, it is important to gather all of our inspiration together and pick out themes, something that is similar between all of them. It may be helpful to practice using a work that has inspired you. For example, follow along to a Bob Ross painting video, or trace a sketch that you love. Many creators may disagree with me here, but by practicing copying the art that we like, we can train our brains to make art in a similar style. Now, I am not endorsing trying to make a profit off of art that is not your own, but by mimicking a conglomeration of our favorite creators' styles, we can make our art to a similar style, something that is not in fact a copy, and something that we could profit off of if we so choose to. It's kind of like making soup. Hear me out. You take one ingredient from Inspiration 1, and another from Inspiration 2, and so on and so forth. Then throw in a few new ingredients of your own, and boom, new recipe, new style. But first you have to copy recipes that aren't your own to test whether or not you like them to try if they would be a good place to start. And now for our final step, making your first artwork. So you've bit the bullet, picked a medium, and decided to go for it. Congratulations! There are a few things you need to remember though. First off, have fun. Try not to worry too much about how your first piece of artwork will turn out and try to enjoy the process. And even if you feel frustrated, remember that you are still learning. Your first piece of artwork probably won't be that good. There's no real way to avoid this other than by picking yourself up by your bootstraps and getting that first piece of artwork done. Here is a look at the very first cryptid sticker I designed. It's supposed to be a creature called the Mongolian deathworm, but in reality, it turned out to look more like an intestine with teeth. Sorry for that graphic image, but it's true. We all have to start somewhere, and now take a look at my more recent works. At the end of the day, the more art you make, the more you will see your growth. It is important to remember that not all great things happen overnight. Your style will need refining, and you will make mistakes. Don't let that discourage you. And if you're upset that it will take a long time, then start practicing. That's really the quickest way to get to where you want to be. And don't forget, friends, have fun out there. And thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to check out my Instagram and TikTok for more content creation, and my Etsy for all the products I have made to get a better view of my personal art process. See you soon!